All right, Liz, thanks so much for doing this. My first question that I have for you is tell the audience, just a little bit about yourself and how you got started, with your YouTube channel.
Yeah, for sure. So my name is Liz, and just throughout many years, I've created a lot of different businesses, whether they be brick and mortar businesses to selling products online to having a consulting agency. And now I'm specifically in the health industry. And so I started it just by documenting it for myself. I wanted to kind of just see if I could lose weight and figure out how to do it through my mindset, meals, and movement. And so I just started my YouTube channel to say, okay, can I do this? And let's start documenting it. I never knew that I was gonna, be at a place where I'm sharing content on a regular basis.
hmm And what was the sort of inspiration behind creating this YouTube channel? Because oftentimes, I would interview guests and they talk about their own personal struggles and how they create a platform based on their own experiences. I don't know what it was like for you, but could you talk about that?
Yeah, for sure. So I was overweight and I just tried everything. I've tried every single diet out there. I was at the gym for 2 times a day. Like I was just struggling with weight. And I got to a place where I was like, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to try something. I'm going to write myself a love letter and I'm going to follow through. I'm going to just make this work. And I came across the START solution. And the START solution is by Dr. John McDougall. He is a doctor that basically his outline is eat starches and vegetables. So I'm a plant-based eater. And I was like, I'm just going to give it a try. I don't know if it's going to work because, in most cases, people say carbs make you fat. In my case, they made me skinny, but I had to figure out how to eat them right, how to cook them, and all these things. And so that's why I started it, is because I had my own struggles with weight and I wanted to get to a place where I was able to lose weight. And I started documenting it on YouTube.
hmm And so what kind of content do you post on your channel? Is it mostly nutrition? Is it mostly, wellness? What's on there?
Yeah, so it tends to be a lot about food for sure. I do some educational videos, and now I'm really focused on the mindset aspect of just how we feel about ourselves, what our relationship is with food, because sometimes it's not just the food, it's how we feel about the food and what kind of tensions we have in our world. And we live in a world where a lot of us eat a lot of unhealthy and processed foods. So for me, it's really important to teach people to eat whole foods, like foods that are grown from the earth, foods that nourish us. And so that is really my passion, just living a really optimal life around health and wellness.
hmm You point out this good point because I remember when I was in college, they taught us like whenever we go to like a grocery store, people usually tend to go to like the middle aisle of the store, and
Yes.
that's where usually the processed and ultra junk foods are, as opposed to like the sides of the store where the fruits and vegetables are. So that's what I can relate to.
Yeah, 100%. And so, I try to buy most things that are not in a box or a bag for the most part. I mean, carrots come in a bag and so forth, but things that don't have labels, things that just are grown from the earth. And when you get into those middle aisles, like you just said, what happens is they add so many things to our food. And if you're somebody that's struggling with weight, a lot of the time it's not even your fault. You just don't know how to nourish yourself and you're finding convenience food, but those convenience foods have so many added things in them to make them addictive, to make you want more. I don't know anybody that's been ever able to get a bag of chips and eat one chip and stop at one chip because they literally are built to want more, to give us this dopamine kick on our taste buds for 5 seconds.
It's like this idea with like I'll give you another example. Burgers and fries, because burgers and fries are the most common food that people go to. Like people they go to like Dick's or like all these other fast foods because it the people are just so lazy to cook nutritious and healthy food, you know?
Yeah. I mean, we're in a lifestyle now where like we all are busy to some degree, so we reach for convenient food. And so like I tell people my convenient food is food that I make on the weekends that I then have throughout the whole week. So I love to teach my clients that I work with to batch prep their food and make a pot of soup for the weekend, make actual things on the weekend so that your convenience food is grab and go food throughout the week from your own fridge and you're not going through the driveway and you just start making one healthy choice at a time. I say in order to lose weight, it's one meal at a time, one step at a time. You just need to have one good meal. Then the next meal, have another good meal. And then start compounding that over and over again. It takes a long time to change your taste buds. It's not going to happen overnight. You're going to continue to have cravings, and that's okay. But if you keep eating this food, you're not going to be able to change your taste buds.
Mm-hmm. And what can be done to sort of like educate, your people like this is nutritious, you should eat this, or like please avoid this. This has a lot of fats, has a lot of triglycerides and all this other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, I'm people eat however they want. And so each person is unique. So I'm not telling people to be a plant-based eater. You have to start discovering what works for your body. Start trying different things. Start having this kind of food and see how you like it. But I will say overall, the world is not eating enough fruits and vegetables. We need to be eating fruits and vegetables at almost every single meal. And here's the thing, my breakfast, I eat vegetables, and people think I'm crazy. But I've literally trained my body to love fiber, and my body feels good with more fiber. And so it's really tuning into what you like to eat, how your body functions. Some people can eat meat, some people can eat dairy, some people like broccoli, some people's bodies don't do well with broccoli. So it's tuning in and finding out what your body thrives on and how your body can nourish you. And I just tell people go back to the basics. What people ate 100 years ago, whole foods, whole foods. Simple as that. Cut the processed stuff out. It is so bad. If there is more than 5 to 10 ingredients in a food, you should not eat it. Like, we shouldn't be consuming those
Mhm.
kind of foods.
Yeah, because oftentimes, what is a problem is not just the lack of education, but people are obese, they're not in really good shape, so that's another problem too. Um, you know?
Yeah, people just don't know how to eat healthy or how to nourish their bodies. And so, I've lost over 50 pounds. So I'm a testament that you can lose the weight if you take the right steps. And sometimes people need a coach. Some people need me to handhold them to say, you can do this. Here's the first thing you need to shift and change. Here's the second thing. Let's give me one really good day today, and then give me another tomorrow. And like I said, it is consistency. Nothing happens overnight. Weight loss is not going to happen overnight because you didn't get the size you are now overnight. It gradually took time to get overweight, and it's going to gradually take time to lose weight. And here's the thing, weight loss is calories in, calories out. It's,
Yeah.
it's, it's a math equation.
Mm-hmm. It is. I want to ask this question, like, what effect does sort of the media, or on TV have on looking good and feeling good? Because oftentimes you see on TV, Weight Watchers eat this or like go to the gym, do all these toned workouts, that kind of thing. So I'm asking, what effect does the media portion of this have on our culture?
Yeah, I mean, the media is going to be the media, and where each person is basically saying this diet can work, this exercise can work, you should take this supplement, you should do this. Those can all be really good factors. And so I think it is comes to a point where you just have to decide what is going to work for you. What are your value systems around food? What is your value system around working out? Weight Watchers could be great for somebody if they need that regimen, if they need that structure. You know, a gym could be good for people if they need a place to go, they need the weights. Some people can also work out at home and be totally fine. So it's also knowing yourself and knowing what you need. And yes, we're always going to have media influencers, you know, to some degree saying, "Hey, you should do this, you should do this." But the at the end of the day, it really evolves back to your belief system. What do you believe in?
Mm-hmm. What impact does, you doing this work and like educating, your YouTube channel have, on like the greater community? What is what have you learned in doing this work, basically?
That I can change people's lives. And that excites me so much because I've now am at a place where I can teach people, I can educate people, I can coach because I've created this platform, and it just makes me so fired up. Some gal today said in 9 weeks she's lost over 20 pounds working with me
Mm,
because I handheld her and I showed her everything she needed. It was almost like I was on her shoulder all the time before she made a decision. And so I just love having YouTube as an outlet because I can get more information out. I can educate, I can teach people how to prep in the kitchen for the weekend. I can show them what I eat. And you know, some people say plant-based eating is boring. I would say not because I love the food. But here's the thing, I had to figure out what kind of foods I liked, how I needed to prep them, and how I needed to actually prepare them. And once I started really discovering that, that's the things that I share on my YouTube channel, not only educational, but like easy how to's. Give examples of what I eat in order for me to lose 50 pounds and now maintain that weight loss.
mm-hmm. Is there anything that you would like to do besides what you're currently doing now? Is there like any sort of thing that I thought, maybe I want to explore this, this avenue like even further?
So I own a lot of other businesses. I'm an entrepreneurial at heart. So I own multiple businesses. And so I get to kind of be able to be in all different outlets, helping other business owners, helping people one on one. So I would say I've been very happy with what I do. I will continue to coach people one on one because it just ignites this fire in my belly, because I love being able to help people, teach people, educate people that this way of eating can completely transform your life. And I tell every woman, specifically because I mostly work with women, that each woman deserves to feel good in their bodies. And there's a lot of humans out there right now that do not feel good in their bodies. And that makes me so sad for them because they just don't have the tools or the resources in front of them to make the change. But once again, it's one meal at a time, one step at a time, and consistency over and over. And weight is a really hard thing. It's just hard. It's hard to lose weight. I understand it. I've been there. And so, you know, for me, I really can relate with every client that I work with because I've been there. And that really makes a difference.
Mm-hmm. And lastly, to wrap this up, what can be done to address the stigma around, weight and people, being, obese and all that kind of stuff? Because there's a lot of body shaming and all that stuff. So what can be done to sort of um really reduce it, to make, people feel more accepted and seen and heard?
Accept where you are in this present moment. You're beautiful inside and out, but you just don't feel good. So you have to just start taking your actions right now and shift and feel a little uncomfortable. If you want to be somebody different, if you want to act like somebody different, you need to start making that change now, today, in order to be who you want to become. But it's also accepting where you are right now and loving yourself for what your body is giving you. Like, I think having a body is the most beautiful thing. It's our vessel to our life. And so we have to start creating this sense of loving sense around it because it is so important. So you have to accept where you're at now. There's no shaming, however you got here, you got here. But now you want to step in and take change and change your habits and behaviors. And this is your opportunity.
Mm-hmm. All righty.